and on Facebook.
But like I say, you must have your evidence, and it's your responsibility as stipulated and contained in the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection.
The just is not working again. 30 33 622 806. We have a full house today. Wale, is this your time or you want to just come early? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. We thank God. My young man is with me here, but I'm trying to keep him away from this meeting. He's not invited here. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Mr. Wale.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Omolara. Good morning, Mr. Alex.
By the way, we are live on YouTube and Facebook.
Awesome.
Meanwhile, I didn't see Wole's spots.
I've been battling to send it since yesterday when I came back from work in the night. Been trying to send it. It's been giving me issues. Although I still have it here. It's with me here. But I was thinking of maybe can I quickly send it to you personally, sir?
You can, but I may read it after the show.
Okay, sir. But can I still work with it while we are on the show?
No, you can't.
All right, sir.
We'll try again next week.
But I'm part of the show, sir. I'm with you.
Yes, of course.
Social security, parenting, and security for family, with round-the-clock information from expert analysts on how to protect yourself in an ever-changing world. Security 247 and family protection. Your safety is our priority. Moving Lagos forward.
Guys, I'm having issues. Loading more data. So in case this thing comes out anytime, know that it's almighty MTN. They're not sure whether to give us 50% or 35%.
I hope this hasn't anything to do with the tariff adjustment.
I suspected so.
It's in the Niger trends. There's a story there.
Yeah. Okay, let's start. I'll take control. I don't understand all these things going on. Indeed, good morning. This is the Vintage Talkshow with the Fad and friends. It's going to be a very great show. Interested. We had some challenges getting this up and all that. And interestingly, we have a full house, all looking bright and lovely. So we're going to have a good time this morning. Stay with us. Wherever you are listening to us or watching us on YouTube or Facebook, welcome to the Vintage Talk Show. Okie dokie. My name is Femi Akintunde-Johnson. My friends call me Faj. And I'm not alone. I have my colleagues are here with me. Who do I start with? Who is most of them have gone online to join us from different areas of the world. First, early on is Esi-Ìfẹ Arogundade. Good morning, Esi-Ìfẹ. Okay, there's a time lag. While Esi-Ìfẹ is still looking at me and wondering whether I'm calling her or not. Good morning, Omolara. Glad to see your face and hear your voice.
Good good morning, Mr. Fudge. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Vintage Talkshow.
Okay, also with us this morning is the man who fancies himself as Wolex. I call him Oluwọlé Wusu. Good morning, Oluwọlé.
Wonderful morning to you, sir, Mr. Fudge. That's the first three letters of Faji, and when you hear Faji, it's enjoyment all the way.
Now you know that the cat is out of the bag. We are going to have fun with the character called Wolex. Okay, Esife, are you with us? Esife, good morning. I think Esife is probably in one village, the border long beyond the Alex's area. Well, while we're waiting
Okay.
for him, glad to have analyst and co-anchor Alex Ogundadegbe. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I must say it's a pleasure to be on Top Radio 90.9 once again. I must apologize for being absent last week, but I am back live and direct.
Yes, he's back. Glad to hear that he's back live and direct. Okay, we have a lot to talk about this morning. In fact, it's a talk show this morning. Remember, we always speak truth to power and shine light on dark spots. Join us as we kick off. That is called Kese. Or is it Kese? By Whiskey. Latest offering from Whiskey. Well, we'll kick off with our quote for the week. And it says, a single bracelet does not jingle. Just one bracelet will find it difficult to make any kind of noise except your skin is plastic. You know, I said what it means is collaboration brings success and some sort of harmony. We need to collaborate, just as we're doing on the Vintage Talk Show this morning. Collaboration. You know, a single bracelet does not jingle. Later on the show, we are going to have Nigerian entertainment news, uh, headline reviews, if the network permits. Then Niger trends, that is trending Nigerian stories. And of course, the show, the wrap up we have been looking to do in the past 3 weeks. Let's rewind. We'll try it again and see if it works out. Um, Omolara, I can't find. I can't hear Esi-Ìfẹ, so I'll prompt you about the stories you are reading. If Esi-Ìfẹ is still
Okay.
locked out. Esi-Ìfẹ, can you hear me? Oh, almost all I hear in that song is Bedu, Bedu, Bedu. I didn't hear any Casey. Uh, I wasn't listening. And that was Whiskey with Casey. Dance. Yes, dance. Bedu. I understand that. Okay, ladies, if you are ready for us, we'll start with entertainment news with Omolara Famuyiwa. Good morning, Omolara. Are you ready with us?
Good morning. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go.
First
Start with
praised
your
on
first one.
Nigerian TV.
Go ahead, please.
First phase on Nigerian TV, Anike Agbaje Williams dies at 88.
Wow.
Hmm.
Media icon and philanthropist Anike Agbaje Williams has died at the age of 88. It was learned that Agbaje Williams died peacefully on Thursday, 27th February 2025 in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, where she had lived most of her life. Agbaje Williams was the first face on African television after she appeared on the Western Nigerian television station, now the Nigerian Television Authority, on the test transmission night and on the official opening night on October 31st, 1959. She was also to have been the first voice heard on Western Nigerian Broadcasting Service, Africa's first commercial radio station, earning the nickname Double First. In a statement on Thursday on behalf of the family, Banji Shokoya said, "Her death is a moment of great sadness for the entire family, and her loss will be greatly felt by all those who knew her." Shokoya asked that the family be accorded privacy to mourn Agbaje Williams, adding that funeral arrangements will be announced later. The statement reads, "The family profoundly mourns the passing of a great icon and a much loved mother, grandmother, and great grandmother. The family understands that our loss will be deeply felt throughout the country and also abroad by many people. They would be comforted and reassured by the knowledge that she lived a glorious, remarkable, and impactful life. The family would forever cherish the memories of her great love of broadcasting, her tremendous passion for life, and her love for God. She inspired lots of her fans and mentees through the years, and the family appreciates your thoughts and prayers. She will remain in our hearts forever. Thank you.
A great inspiration indeed for broadcasters all over the world. Miss Agbaje Williams. She was the first on radio and the first on television. Incredible, incredible personality, great voice, and 88. She tried. She tried. Right. We would have loved her to stay longer, but the taker has taken. And therefore, we give thanks. Beg your pardon. I was going to say, good morning, Mr. T. Good morning, Mr. T.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah.
That's Tokunbo Ojekunle just joining us.
Good morning. Sorry about that.
Good morning, Mr. T. How are you
Good
today?
morning. Hi, fine. Welcome. Nice to see you again. Welcome. Wow. Coming at that time, but I don't have much to say. Quite a painful loss. But gratitude because she actually did excel in that area of her profession. She was the icon we looked up to. And I know few of our senior colleagues actually took after her, seeing her when they were young on the box and in the jukebox. They loved her style, and she was very unique. I didn't work close at all in any way particularly. But you know, from afar, you get to know about them, and a lot of people talked about them. Very few of us worked with them in Ibadan. So that, she was great. Really great personality.
I just took the word out of my mouth. I was going to ask if you ever worked with her, and therefore you clarified that. Good morning, Mr. T.
Good morning.
Esi-Ìfẹ,
Good morning.
Good morning to everybody. Yes, I am here. Good morning.
Good morning,
Okay.
I see.
It looks as if you just climbed the cocoa house to the top.
To get the network.
Alex, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. T.
Okay. Esi-Ìfẹ, give us your first story. If you are ready.
Allegations against me baseless. Nedu. Media personality Chinedu Ani, popularly known as Nedu, has responded to allegations made by controversial social media figure, Very Dark Man. One of the accusations suggested that Nedu was intimate with content creator Jojo of Lele in exchange for career opportunities. During a press conference in Lagos, Nedu dismissed the claims as baseless and lacking evidence. He emphasized that his life has always been dedicated to adding value to others, asserting that he has used his platform to assist those in need. I exemplify the principle of seeking peace with all individuals. That's who I am, he stated. Nedu continued, even when you attack me, I will continue to support you. My life revolves around adding value to people. If what I do does not contribute positively, I won't engage in it. This philosophy is reflected in my podcast, where we educate listeners, as well as in my work on the radio. What I accomplish on radio is even more significant than my online presence. I have empowered married women to speak out and have supported rape victims in voicing their experiences.
These two guys, Nedu and Very Dark Man. I think they should just bury the hatchets. A lot of mud has been slung back and forth, and it's telling on both of them. It's telling on both of them. So there should be a way to resolve all this and let peace reign so that they can both get on with the work they do. That's the way I look at all this.
I completely agree with you, Alex. I think Omolara is off. If I continue, please, if you can hear me.
I vowed not to have a child out of wedlock. Rugged Man. Nigerian rapper and activist Michael Stephens, widely known as Rugged Man, has revealed that he's neither married nor a father. The 51-year-old entertainer shared that he made a vow in his youth never to have a child out of wedlock. He spoke about this during an appearance on the TVC program Young.
Maybe I'll just help
Rocket
them to
Man
read.
is 51. Wow.
Yes, it's 51. That's what I did. That's what I did
But
when
I
I found out
believe
you are.
it takes a lot from both
Wow,
partners.
Come on, what's happening?
NLC is trying to. NLC is
Must
trying
be
to
network.
maybe,
Must be network.
maybe
Maybe she cut off a
the
bit.
telcos are protesting too. You know, wow. Suddenly I can't get data or upgrade or data upload and all that, and I don't know. Anyway, Alex, go ahead. You are talking about. You are wondering that
Yeah,
rugged
I
boys already.
mean, it seems like yesterday that this chap was spinning at Unilag.
I know,
Then all of a sudden you hear it's 51. It's like, wow.
that's life. It's a it's a good covenant he had made with himself. We just try and urge him to concretize the matter, and because it's a little bit challenging when you are 80 and your child is 20. It's somewhat yeah, the problems in fatherhood and childhood will be a little strained and strange for the young chap, the child, or so to speak. Okay, Mr. If are you still with us? I think
Yes.
Omolara is being muzzled out. Okay, go ahead, please.
I thought life hardened when Barrister died. Barry Shoki. Barry Shoki, son of Fuji music pioneer Sikiru Ayinde Barrister, has opened up about the profound sense of loss he experienced when his father passed away 14 years ago. Speaking on the Teju Babyface podcast, Barry described his father's death as a devastating shock despite his prolonged illness and multiple hospital visits in India, London, and Germany. He was sick for a while and spent nearly 2 to 3 years on a sick bed before he passed away at the age of 62 on September 16, 2010. At that moment, I felt that the world had ended, he shared. However, he recalled his father's words. He often told me not to depend on him or live in his shadow. He advised me to focus on my own path, and those words have stayed with me ever since. That's why I always prioritize my relationship with God. Shoki also reflected on the struggles faced by many Nigerian entertainers. Believe me, in Nigeria, when something happens to you, you might not see anyone. People have passed away unnoticed. Just look at social media today. So many celebrities are begging for financial support. Does that even make sense? But one thing I know is that Barrister lived his life to the fullest.
Hmm.
Well, fantastic advice
Yeah.
from a legend
Very
who is
lovely,
no
very
more.
lovely.
Is a great is a
These
great
are the things.
legend.
These are the lines I call words on a marble, and they make content, good content, not the ones that talk about. I should have married 10 people, and I ended up marrying four. You see, most of the time, it is what we dish out about ourselves that really does matter at the end of the day. And I
Yeah.
wonder how many people get people to talk to them about how they raise content really. A good fatherly advice, and that chap is sharing it. He's sharing it. For me, that's content. That's content. That's what makes the online thing bubble. That should make it bubble, really. Sometimes it is what happens to the other man's wife and the other man's children that we enjoy listening to. We determine what these guys give us sometimes because we applaud and talk and receive them just the way they want it to be received. And I can tell you straight here, I'm not the only one. You see some headlines online and you walk past them. Not all the headlines that you read. Sometimes it just hits you. What's this one talking about now? Kò sépo, kò síyọ̀ yìí, and you just walk past some things. I think content does matter, and your ability to control what you want people to know about you helps you a great deal. Choose your path. That's a nice line. And do what you want to do, not what people do and how they do it. So I think that's great to me.
Okay, thanks. We'll take a short break, take a short musical break, and come back. I think Omolara is back with us, so we can have uh, our pieces and then call it a break before Nepa. I mean, I say Nepa. Before Telco takes our voice again away. This is Egu by Chike featuring Mobad. Omolara, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Mhm.
Okay, I took that music break, but I wanted to tell you, you need to put more paste on your stuff. You know, it's looking like a funeral oration. I want it spicy, more spice, like entertainment. You get?
Okay, sir.
Mhm.
We seem to be having some holdback from somewhere. I'm hearing an
Yeah,
echo in the
especially
background.
from T, and I don't know where that's coming from my end too.
No, I think Pat can help us, identify. Maybe just shut the audio down one after the other, put them back on. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah.
As we are talking now, there's no holdback. But when we are on live,
Mhm.
it comes.
It comes in. Okay, let's see.
Is the
It's
audio
there.
being relayed in the studio?
So,
I don't think
which
it's.
of the story am I taking now, sir?
You are taking on Regina Daniels and Paul Okoye.
Okay.
Let's try again. That was Chike's Egu featuring the late Mobad. It's shockingly almost 2 years after they are still bric-a-brac back and forth about who did not, and all that about this young chap. Well, we are back. Unfortunately, Omolara is also back with us. Before the before the taker of voices take her voice again. Omolara, are you with us still? Can you take?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me?
Go ahead,
Regina
please.
Daniels dropped Nwoko from her name. Wow.
Mhm.
Regina
Mhm.
Daniels dropped Nwoko from her name.
Yeah,
Actress Regina Daniels raises eyebrow as she returns to Instagram, allegedly drops Nwoko from her name and deletes some of her husband's pictures. Regina Daniels, wife of Senator Ned Nwoko, deleted her Instagram account about a week ago when the rumour of her husband impregnating an actress, Chika Ike, went viral online.
yeah, yeah. I love you, wicked woman. Yeah, I love it. It's a serious issue.
It
But
is a serious one.
the
I know
impregnate
it's a serious issue.
the one impregnated,
Okay.
they said it was not for him, for Ned, and that was for something else. I think there's a small side drama on the other side too about who owns what, you know. But I pity the young woman. Uh, that man, I think she's the seventh or thereabout. Uh, you
Seven.
can't,
Wow.
you
She's
can't
the
give a,
seventh wife.
you can't
Seventh
give a
wife.
list man who took you in as the seventh. You can't stop him from getting about like three or four more. If God spares his life, uh, uh, it's a dicey situation. But the problem is, she opened her eyes to enter the situation. So uh, I don't know whether changing name will change mind, but it's okay. It's okay. Maybe Ned will calm down by the threats of the young woman going solo. Okay, give us the last one. Let's go. We have spent too much time on this hill. Okay.
Mhm.
Omolara, last beat, please. The Paul Okoye story.
Paul Okoye blames Peter for Jude's detention. Nigerian singer Paul Okoye, popularly called Rude Boy of P-Square, has stated that his twin brother Peter is the one behind the legal troubles of their elder brother Jude. At the court sitting on Friday for Jude's bail application, Paul promised to secure Jude's release, insisting that he is standing for the truth. Paul Okoye blames Peter for Jude's detention. Recall that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arraigned Jude, the former manager of the defunct music group P-Square, on charges of laundering $1.38 billion, $1 million, and 34,537.59 pounds. Jude was arraigned alongside his company Northside Music Limited before Justice Alexandra Owueye of the Federal High Court, Lagos, on Wednesday on a seventh-count charge. He pleaded not guilty to the charges. At the court hearing on Wednesday, the prosecution, led by Larry Peters Aso, requested that Jude be remanded in a correctional facility pending trial. The defendant's lawyer, Inibehe Effiong, filed a bail application requesting that Jude be placed under the custody of the EFCC until the hearing. Cable Lifestyle reports on Friday that a federal high court in Ikoyi, Lagos, had Jude Okoye's bail application over money laundering allegation.
It's called siblings at war. Hmm.
Siblings at war.
This family is always amazing me, sincerely.
I thought I'm a father of twins, and my experience with twins are lovely, cooperative, even to the point of distraction. Always doing things together, especially when those who look alike and those who look almost alike. You know,
Mm. Mm.
their own case is the kind of bitterness and rivalry and odium coming out of
Yeah.
this clan is worrisome.
Kind of
Worrisome.
reminds you of Jacob and Esau
And
in the Bible.
Esau,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
hmm,
What are they fighting over? I don't understand
a
it.
pot,
Yeah.
is a pot of porridge. Shebi,
It's porridge. Pot of
you just
porridge.
mentioned it's kind of pot of porridge, you know. And there's some nasty things said about Jude, and Paul is this, Peter is that. You know, see, the best way to stay to survive these people is to stay away from their problem. Just be reading it,
Well,
and
allow me just drop this line, Sarge, for them. I don't know if they are listening. It. Do you know that they would have actually been the top in the whole of this world. Those
mm,
guys were good, fantastic duo.
unique. You know,
and unique. The sounds were so beautiful, flexible sounds, and they were then way back. I still played one or two in my house the other day, and I was shocked how much my heart still went out to those songs. And I said, what really happened to this group?
And you find they are better together than when they're separate. You
They're
know,
better
yeah.
together.
they complement
I
each
don't know
other.
why. One
They're
could
better
dance,
together.
one could sing, one could compose, one could do that, you know. And then this little minds cropping and some other cockroaches and ants that we don't know about, you know, penetrated them and scattered them and all that. That's a problem with the success in Nigeria. It's very hard to maintain, especially when you're more than one. You know, it's so sad. Every time I think about them, I worry about them. In Let's Rewind, we're dealing with 2007. They dominated that year. P Square, they dominated that year. You listen to the collection if I get to it. They were fantastic. Back to back hits, you know. And then for 17 years after, 18 years after, they were like Tom and Jerry with guns. Wow. Okay. We'll take a short break. Thank you, Omolara. Thank you, Esi-Ìfẹ. I don't know if you are listening to us. Um, and it's been great having the two women joining us and adding spice to our day. I will hope to hear you and see you next week. We take a short break and come back with headline review. Yes, Smalley. Between Udumodu Black and Shirley Popo, all crazy names. There's a song called Juju, and listen to it. Omolara, we still have work to do. So we still work on it. I'll talk to you during the week.
Yeah.
You said what, sir?
Well done.
I said I'll talk to you during the week. We'll do some stuff together.
Oh, okay. No problem, sir.
So that's something you are doing like a Paul Okoye. So I'll be your teacher.
Omara, you just need to brazen up a bit. Yeah, not speed. Don't go crashing. Just lift up a bit, but it's fine.
So Esi-Ìfẹ and Omolara, whenever you're ready, you're free to go. So don't think the headmaster is keeping you in case you. But if you want to stay, we'd like to continue to have your face and your voice. But if you must go, au revoir. We will just take a couple of newspapers briefly, and I'm determined to do Let's Rewind today. So, and I'm pained by what is going on with these our telcos and the shame going on in the National Assembly.
Oh dear. In fact, that
Natasha
National
brought up,
Assembly thing, it's going to
terrible.
cause a lot of rancor. Yeah.
Yeah. You're correct.
I don't want us to drag it too much with the newspaper beat, so that we can talk extensively when we get to Niger trends.
Okay.
Because they will be on the cover pages.
I hear there's a case in court too.
There's a case in court.
Yeah. I can see now.
100 billion for
100 years so.
defamation or something. She's claiming.
If half of what the woman is saying is true,
she's alleging sexual harassment, all that stuff.
The presence of the husband.
And well, the best is they should just settle this thing. Because if it drags on, it's going to affect the work they do.
Can I tell you something, Alex? I'll shock you. This thing can't be stopped. It's a motion that has started. I am not. Think about it. Think about it. It cannot be stopped. It's a motion.
Gentlemen, we are going back on air. Save your fuselage. Your arsenal for the Bosun is not around.
Please don't mention us now. Don't mention us now, please.
He actually meant weapons.
Don't mention us now. Please, just...
Okay, sir.
I'm waiting for Bosun. I want Bosun to come in today. I pray he does.
Okay, I'm going on there. Okay, this is still the Vintage Talkshow, and we're on the Super Headline Reviews. And here you can join us if you can. The number to call is 0913-697-3485. And I repeat, 0913-697-3485. We start with this Saturday Punch. And it leads with, I just, you know why I laugh? The earpiece of the Punch is a story that is all over the social media about Burna Boy and one lady and all that. And it's on the national newspaper. Oh Lord, Nigeria, we are gone. We are well ahead though. We are well ahead. Anyway, we almost belong. The lead story says Lagos Speaker battle shifts to court as Assembly Obasa face of defies resolution. Lawyers clash in court. GAC loses control. And the security operatives take over Assembly. I don't know how true is this. I thought they have settled the security people and the Obasa had begged and all that. Well, I don't know what's going on. Bosun is not here yet. And after 10 years, it's not easy to lift a position. No. We call people despots, they are authoritarian, and well, we have civilian despots too, and it's not easy to lift power. You know. So where are we this year? I don't understand. Who is there behind what? You know?
We suspect that there are powers that be behind Obasa, although there's no evidence to show, but he has security aides. Reports say he sat with 4 legislators. I don't know what they think of that.
He had to with 4 people. When they ask, go ask them why they didn't come. They ask them why they are not around.
You know, and you see, the position of Speaker in Lagos State is a very powerful position. The individual is number 3 in the state, controls quite a lot of resources, and Obasa is very influential in the APC in Lagos, and I'm sure he possibly will be needed in the next election. So maybe that's what the powers that be are looking at. But having said all that, there has to be a way to stop this. It's an embarrassment on the side of the Lagos House of Assembly, you know, to have someone coming in and seemingly disrupting their proceedings consistently and looking as if they are divided. It makes them look as if they're divided, and we don't need that at this time, you know. I saw them address a joint press conference where they were really complaining and appealing to their leaders. I don't know who the leaders are, that there has to be a better way to resolve this. It's not looking good at all.
I think
it's not looking good.
I think the problem started.
The lady's details, police details were, you know, taken off her, right? And the one you had said you had impeached now appeared with a retinue of military aids. You know, and I'm looking at, I'm looking at SWAT drones. Why? How?
Alex said that they don't understand. Doesn't understand the powers behind Obasa. Uh,
Yes.
his power, security aid is power. You know. Yes, Wale, you are going to say something. I think his problem, Obasa's
It's
problem, when he
so,
just a moment, Wale. Obasa's problem started when he allegedly uh, muted the idea of being a gubernatorial candidate or being a gubernatorial aspirant in Lagos.
Mm,
You know,
mm.
without the express consent of the members of
Okay.
Bay and all that stuff. Now they send Baba Konde, Baba Oshoba, alongside the GAC, the powerful organ that's supposed to deal with things. And 30, 36 legislators say, no way, no way. You know, there is schisms going on, really. And it's deep and bad. Yes, Wally, you are going to say something.
thank you, sir. In fact, I have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. But concerning the case of Obasa, yes, 10 years he's been there. And I think, as people say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. He had been there for a long time. And when it comes to influence, I think someone mentioned influence earlier. I think maybe it's Mr. T or Mr. Alex. Influence
Alex,
is
yeah.
influence is a function of two uh, um, two factors. One, benefits. The other one is fear. Now, if you are benefiting from someone, you are likely going to give your loyalty to that person, and that person will have an influence on you. That is one. The other one, fear. If someone is aggressive, is violent, and is expressing his impressing his powers on you, it will have influence on you because you will be afraid of that person to do what naturally you want to do. And if we look at it very well, for you to have 36 lawmakers standing against someone, when it was impeached the first time, and everybody thought, yes, it's going to be a smooth run and all that, Miranda came into the place, and Obasa came back. And if you look at it very, very well, I had a news at a time before all this time that it was going to be reinstated. It was going to be reinstated. And I felt that no, this cannot be possible. But I had it from a very, very reliable source. A very, very reliable source. And immediately that's exactly what is happening now. Look at what happened. Yesterday, somebody told me that he had the GAC seemed to have lost power to handle this situation because I won't call it Jedodo. I don't know how to put that in English now.
You
I don't
understand?
know how to put that in English.
You understand? They
So,
have eaten
but
good. So
yes,
the mouth doddles.
and the dodo has gacked their throat. You know, they are GAC. They can't say anything now.
Okay,
So,
Wale.
but yeah,
Wale,
I
yeah, just wrap up so that we can move on to something else. Because
yes,
you know
the
it's a
truth is
Lagos man, so it's a
yeah,
Lagos story.
Miranda is not going to be there. Miranda is going to leave that post definitely, and someone else might be coming in. I think that's the way it is. But
Yes.
Obasa's lost actually came. It wasn't even it was not just only because he wanted to. He was nurturing the ambition of becoming the governor of Lagos State. He became rude and virtually lost the respect he had for that position of governor. He was look at the time. Sorry. Let me just say this. Look at the time the Lagos State governor was going to read the budget, and they went there that day. There was an event that was taking place at this place, Police College in Ikeja. I was there personally, and the governor was supposed to be there, but he didn't appear. Rather, the deputy governor came there. He was supposed to be there because he had gone to present the budget, and Obasa delayed them for about 3 or 4 hours. And when he came, A single word of apology didn't come out of his mouth. So you can imagine things like that. But I hope it's going to turn out somewhere. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank God, Bosun has joined us. Olutu Bosun Oshifowora, our legal expert and avid Arsenal. He's not follower again.
No, he's not following us now today.
Okay, let him come in properly. I think he's still kept back by network. Thank you, Wole.
Gunners for life.
Gunners for life.
We got it for life.
You almost made me put a bet. Arsenal. Wow.
Last word on Obasa. I think all about this influence we are talking about. It's all about his stronghold being Agege and all that, and the environment. I don't think it's just what the Igbo will call fulifu. It's just all razzmatazz and noise. If the backbone, if the spine behind him is removed, the guy will fall Yakata. Good morning, Bosun. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Uncle Z. Good morning, Good morning, Mr. Alex. Good morning, everyone.
You're welcome.
On the near success of your team last time, and
Uncle Fad, don't rub it in now.
No, Bosun, you must have something. You must do something about that team. I don't get it at all. I'm just lost.
We still remain loyal to Arsenal, regardless.
It's like you still following stationery stores.
Some of your long-suffering mates are here. You know, I think Wole is in your boat. Okay.
Oh, great.
Okay. One more story, and then we go to Niger trend. The nation leads with the Supreme Court judgment of yesterday. The jubilant Wike storms Rivers. Fubara calm, somber. And there's some kick off. They said the minister did Thanksgiving. Minister says era of impunity over in Rivers State. That's Wike saying, that's Wike and say someone is.
How can Wike be saying? How can Wike be saying that?
Let me finish with the riders. Apex Court recognizes pro-Wike lawmakers, restrains CBN AGF from releasing states allocations. Yay. Announce recent local government elections. Will do what's best for Rivers, says state government. Wow, Sim Fubara is in that word that can be spoken on air.
Deep water.
Deep something.
Deep something. No. Wow. Bosun,
Sir.
How do you advise Fubara to take? What next step should he take?
I think the problem with Fubara is when they talk about technocrats coming into politics. When you come in as a technocrat, you have to learn the ropes. He didn't learn it. He didn't. Maybe he learned a little. He didn't graduate, so he showed his hands too early, and he looks to me like someone that is being tossed by some unseen hands, and that's the reason why he's where he is today. Because the person he's toying with, he's grounded, and the man seemed to enjoy some federal might, and he understands. He knows his onions. So, but for me, apart from these two persons, I think something has to be done drastically about proper separation of the state from the local government funds. All this autonomy and everything that government is trying to do, there need to be a clean-cut way that this state is done, because basically what happens, and it cuts across all the 36 states, the state still deep hands in the coffers of the local government. Forget all this rhetorics that we hear every time. That's basically what's happening here. So at the end of the day, what you find is that they put their stooges, they put people that they know they can control at the local government. They try to seize the process so that the local government dances to the tune of the state governor. That's basically what is happening here. So until we come up with definite laws and position, the laws are there, but definite position that separates completely the local government from the state governor, not state government, state governor, then we will keep having things like this. That's basically what's playing out in Rivers. You saw what happened in Osun last week. You saw, if you look around, you find it almost in all the 6 geopolitical zones. So we need to come up with something definite and clean cut, or else we'll keep having this. And then at the end of the day, it's the people who suffer. Because these guys, at some point, they will fade out. And then the people will bear the brunt. That's just it.
Living their
can I add something? Can I add a few words to what Mr. Bosun just said?
Make it feel
yes.
indeed.
I think yeah, he said that's what is happening in Rivers, but I want to say that's what is actually is happening everywhere in Nigeria. Just that, as I said earlier, some people are benefiting from some local government chairmen are benefiting from the governors. So it's not a thing of a revolution. They are not revolting like Fubara is doing now. But the moment the table turns, you will see them coming out and saying it. It's like that everywhere. When people are benefiting, they will definitely keep it to themselves. It's a natural thing. I don't know but not all of us, not all of us. Some people are naturally selfish. The moment they are enjoying, they don't care about others, and that's exactly what is happening. Eshegoni.
I think nice to put a proviso like that. I think we just go on with the constitutional reform, and see, I find some governors need to be beaten with what they call that koboko, sometimes on their backside. Supreme Court is the final arbiter of any constitutional issue, and time again they have commended that you cannot remove local government chairmen that are democratically elected, and they will still do it and chairman. Do it, and what they always do, affronting the Supreme Court judgment every time, and they will go to another court, another state. The Supreme Court will say the same thing. Another government will do it again. What's wrong with them? Because of this money.
You know how it is. The law always has loopholes. And what some people do is, once the law is made, they study it and they look for a way around it. Now, the state governor is the head of the party in the states, so he can control the local government chairmen who are in the same party with him. So how do you remove that control? Those are the issues there.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. We have come to the end of the newspaper review. Time is so short these days. I think it began late, and everything is getting late. So we'll take a short break and go to Niger Trend. So let's listen to different pattern. That's what the way our governors think. They have a different pattern of mentality, of governance, of arbitration, and all that. So this is from Sheyi Vibe. Maybe we'll learn something from it. It's so sad. It makes you look foolish. Like
there's one thing that Bosun left out in his analysis. What does the future hold for Fubara? What do you think? Do you think he can make it through the next election cycle? No,
it's predictable. Fubara hasn't got hands on the state. They brought him now. See, we saw the same thing happen in Lagos now. See, there's no way that somebody will bring you into the system. He's not learned the ropes, and you just want to take over. It doesn't work like that. Particularly when you're dealing with somebody that is a colo mental person. The guy is ruthless, and I think he's just
very ruthless. Very ruthless.
Also, I know you're a lawyer, but you're an L. and
Oh,
they listen to
I
you.
thought we were behind.
We're not. We're behind, but we're still on YouTube. We're still on Facebook.
Oh. I take that back. I take that back. The guy is dealing with is ruthless, and funny enough, he's ruthless and he's grounded. He's on ground and he knows the job, and he's connected and he's a lawyer, so it makes it worse.
Yeah, that's one other thing. He has shown that he knows how to use the law, how to approach the courts.
Mubarak should just endure this one time and just go away.
Are you sure he's going to go?
That's it.
Is he his father's house? He should go.
There are some powers behind him too now.
Is
You know they say no powers. The way these powers will jabber you, see, this thing is elite interest though.
Elite, man.
When push comes to shoves, they will consider their interest, and then they'll just make him. It's the pawn in this thing. They'll just make him scapegoat out of him.
Official,
You have another head that doesn't
Go
care.
and listen to Duncan Mighty's song, Potaco's first song. Look at all the names. Did you hear Pubara's name, Jake? The players are still the players. So those are the people determining it.
He's going to do a remix.
Wow.
Boss, we're going back on there. We're going back on there. Oh God, this does not kill me. Oh, we're having fun at the back end, especially, when your team is in disarray, you look for happiness somewhere else. That's what I can take from here.
I don't know what the guy is talking about, though.
I tell you that everybody will jump in fast till the end of the season. We are all in it together. Okay, this is Niger Trends, Nigerian stories told by Nigerians, and as it is hot, so to speak. We take it at the little time we have up to 8:35 and see how it is. We'd like you to join us and to call us and share your views with us, whether you agree or disagree. The number is 0913 697 3485. 0913 697 3485. I still have Tokunbo Ojekunle with me, Bosun Shifowora, Alex Ogundadegbe, and Wusu. Oluwọlé Wusu. Is the Badagarian or Brazilian? I don't know how to call them. So let's start with Natasha Akpoti-Idwanga versus Senate President Akpabio. Sexual harassment allegations unfold. I've condensed the story. Let me try and read it for you before we bite into it. The Nigerian political space is heating up again as Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Idwanga has come forward with explosive allegations against Senate President Godswill Akpabio. In an interview with Arise TV, PDP senator claimed that Akpabio sexually harassed her during a visit to his Uyo residence on 8th December 2023. According to her, she and her husband were at the Senate President's house when he allegedly took her by the hand, led her on the house tour, and made inappropriate advances, even in her husband's presence. Vulgar. She recounted how Akpabio hinted at spending quality moments, in quote, together, a statement that left her uncomfortable. But that wasn't the only incident. Natasha also claimed that Akpabio later suggested, take care of him, if she wanted her legislative functions, particularly her push to investigate the corruption at the Calcutta Steel Company to be considered in the Senate. The allegation has sparked public outrage, and it isn't the first time Akpabio has been accused of such conduct. Remember in 2020, former NDDC acting MD Joy Nunier also accused him of sexual harassment, a claim he strongly denied. And so on and so forth. While Natasha has also filed 100 billion defamation lawsuit against Akpabio and his aide, Mufam Patrick, over a Facebook post allegedly targeting her. As Nigerians watch this political drama unfold, the big question remains: will this be another case of allegations fading into silence, or will it spark a real conversation on accountability in leadership? Gentlemen, Natasha and Akpabio, for you.
Okay. If I could quickly say something, one of the things I don't like is when people start to deflect. What happened was it was the whole sitting arrangement which Natasha ran foul of. If you knew there was a sexual allegation, why bring it in when you're found guilty of the Senate protocol? That's basically my own here. She went on a rant, did all she could, and then she's trying to deflect and then divert people's attention into something else. Do you know one thing I'm always careful of, professionally speaking now, is I try to stay focused and not get diverted into things that are not relevant to where we're coming from. That's basically what is playing out here. And my submission is this. I am against, in 100% against any form of sexual assault or molestation, and I think the law should take its course against any offender. But I have a a contrary opinion, or I have another dimension to this thing, which is where people make false allegations of sexual assault, there should be laws that deal with them with equal jail terms, because these things have ruined people's careers and destinies. And we have seen women come out to recount their stories. Somebody has already nosedived and lost it in life to a point where no form of remedy can be given to that person, or nothing, no form of damages can make up for whatever was lost by the accused person. So for me, this thing should not be settled politically. They should look into it. The police should investigate, and whoever is found culpable should be dealt with. And if it's a false allegation, they should come out too and then let us know. And then the person who is making the allegation should be dealt with. That's just my position on this.
Thank you. The position of Bosun. As it is now, the case has been referred to the Ethics, Privileges, and Popular Petitions Committee of the Senate for investigation with a 2-week deadline. So we're probably going to have your result. But speaking for Natasha, while not standing in for her, is that you may say your story late because you wanted to let it slide. Then this guy keeps on harassing you, and then you spark. So that could be a reason for that delayed reaction. You know.
If I might add a bit, if I might add something to what you just said. This isn't the first time we see Natasha, the Senate president, clashing on the floor. There was a case of her moving her emotion for security and fire equipment in major markets around the country. And the Senate president came against it. You know, I think the motion was raised either by her or by Ireti Kingibe, the senator in Abuja. And the way the Senate president responded wasn't so good. And he raised the question and said, you want to spend the people's money on fire equipment in markets? And she responded by saying, but who owns the money in the first place? You know?
Yeah, it's now, lives.
There have been other issues. And we shouldn't forget the statements that the Senate president made. It is not to say I'm supporting Natasha, but when you say a person is court-selected, a court-selected senator, I mean, that's offensive. Now, when you look at all the issues and bring them together, you tend to feel there is something going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing.
Well, Mr. Alex, quickly, sir. When you have somebody who is a perennial accuser of the brethren, what do you make out of that? Because this same person has made same allegations against like 4 prominent men in recent times. So it's like there's something about her and allegations of sexual assault. Is she the only person? I'm not playing down allegations. I'm just saying that it appears every time she has an issue with someone, the next thing she comes with is sexual allegation. I mean,
Now
sexual.
fine woman, no. Now fine woman.
Let me just drop this. I'm sorry.
Okay,
You see, when you are
after
choosing when you are choosing your fight, just fight a minute. When you are choosing your fight, don't choose a fight with somebody who is a good narrator, somebody who writes excellent stories, and somebody who talks convincingly. All these 3 stages I saw. When you go back and watch, okay, you will actually believe Natasha. The way she goes front, back, and center and recalls everything she has said. And when you ask again, she's saying the same thing the same way. My problem now is this. If the ethics committee must work, let them work. There is just something there, just as Alex has said. Honestly, I don't have anything, but there's just something not right. There's something about the story between this lady and the president. There's just something not revealing that yet. It's like, look, okay, you said this, I will deal with you. Don't like the other one you did the other time. You think I don't know? I'm going to talk. That's I see behind the scene narrations, and the narratives are very strong. Okay, they're strong, only for the court and ethics to really finally decide. But if you are caught not telling the truth, just as Bosun said from the legal angle, you face the wrath, you face the music, because the allegations are damning. They just affect everybody for life.
Yeah.
You have to be sure.
Thank you, Mr. T. I believe Bosun is speaking for the brotherhood, and there is people say there is no smoke without fire. But nowadays there are pyrotechnics that can imitate fire, and so it might not really be true. But you see, the woman gave instances where these approaches were made in the presence of her husband, a former governor of a state, a colleague and a friend of this gentleman we're talking about. And there's something called, I think the lawyers will also say, there's something called notoriety. When you are notorious for certain actions, and then when someone else says it, just like Bosun believes that Natasha is a storyteller, it happened to 4 people, and Wale countered that she's a fine woman. Usually, most fine women are harassed sexually and all that stuff. It's natural. Nobody goes after an ugly person now, so that's understandable, And then she's in a political space that is not really ordinarily conducive to women. We are always against women, always vindictive against women and all that. So, for instance, now, that is not a single one amongst us who could defend or not defend, and we're all speaking for and against and all that here, and trying to be, trying to be political and correct and all that. But you see, the truth is, sometimes you look at some people's eyes, you know that this person had done it. You just know. You have a hunch that has done it. Like, for instance, I look at Bosun now. I know when Arsenal has lost or Arsenal has
Fudge, you are losing me. You are losing me, Fudge.
Oga Fudge, off your mic.
And this thing is not going to go away. If you know where Natasha is coming from, man, she had a run with Yahaya Bello.
Yes.
Serious running.
Okay, so the case is now in court. Do not let us add to. I'm not ready to talk to anybody about 1 billion defamation. We are just discussing Natasha and Akpabio.
But
Find a way
Uncle Fudge,
to
what Uncle Fudge?
yes,
Why is
yes.
Kogi? Why is Kogi State always giving us troublesome people?
I don't know why you're asking me. The other day I'm from Kogi.
That's a legal question, Bosun. You have to answer it.
Why is it directed to me? I'm not from Kogi. Why
You are the host and anchor. Because
Let,
you've had
let
all
me
kinds of
let me help.
dramatic persons
Can I
from that
can I help
position.
Mr. Fudge? Can I help
Please
Mr. Fudge
do.
with that answer?
I
I remember when we were younger. There's this soap that we used then. Very
Kogi?
strong, hard. So if a state does not have a better name and they have such name, Kogi from Kongi, I don't know what you get from there.
This man, they are going to come for you. They are coming for you.
Kogi is a very hardworking.
I have some friends from that state.
I'm trying to answer the question. It's a very solid state who have been betrayed by useless leaders. Kogi is a very hardworking, straightforward, God-fearing state.
Very, very, very.
Led by people who have been reckless in power and obnoxious
with massive resources.
Yes.
Wasted years and all that. Other focus. Look at what has happened to Ajakuta still. Since I was like a kid or like a teenager, they've been doing that thing and they paid people's salaries in that something, and it has not melted a single steel since.
And they've been spending money on it.
It's staggering. It's staggering. Millions
It's a
of dollars.
the biggest white elephant project in the world.
The world.
I think they changed the STEEL to STEAL.
Most definitely.
Okay.
All right. Because it's a bottomless pit of corruption,
It's
of
so bad
schemes
that
and all that.
there's actually a documentary on it by an American journalist on Ajakuta. If you Google it, you'll find it.
Yeah. The bottom line is, dear Bosun Oshifora, I'm not from Kogi State. My state is quite far from it. And indeed, I have many friends and contemporaries from that state and from your state too, by the way. It's part of the Arsenal stigma, but it's okay. Let's move on.
We're not moving on. No, let's talk about
This
it.
Arsenal thing, we're not going to move on from it.
No problem.
Next story says NLC shelves protest as telecom subscribers react to 35% tariff hike. The Labour Congress has called off its planned protest over telecom tariff hikes after reaching a deal with the federal government. The agreement scales back the initial 50% increase to 35%. This development follows a major review of telecom tariff, the first in over a decade, as operators struggle with rising operational costs due to inflation and currency depreciation. Initial demands for a 100% increase were curtailed by the government's intervention. Meanwhile, the NLC Lagos chapter has criticized the government's approval of a 35% hike, arguing that any adjustment should be gradual and not exceed 15%, given the current economic hardship. I also agree. We understand they haven't done any shift in 10 years, which is quite commendable. Why they got us on a bad leash is that 200% for one particular bundle and all that. And then they have readjusted their brains now, 50%, and then they say 35%. Since yesterday they announced it, I've not seen change. In fact, it's more difficult for me to load data. So I promised myself I'm not going to buy data again. I'm going to be buying like popular way kind of a thing. I will scale down by at least 65 to 75% until I'm coming to radio, because we must talk on air. So once a week I'll buy big, but every other day, popular way I'm going to buy.
But doesn't it cost more when you buy the smaller?
I don't care. But for that moment, I'm protesting. When you protest, you lose something, so it doesn't matter. I buy maybe 100, 200,
Uncle Fudge,
400. Yes.
Uncle Fudge, which one do you want us to talk about? Is it the tariff increase and reduction or NLC? Because if it's NLC, there's a strict balance like we use for NLC. NLC T-cast. The multicast. You don't need those.
Don't focus.
Those ones are just dancing macabre dance. They don't know. They don't know what they're doing.
Let's focus on the.
Let's leave NLC. Let's talk about the tariff increase. We can only if you put your faith. If you put your faith in NLC, you are doomed because they'll push you forward. You go forward, and you find out that you are dancing alone. So if it's NLC, let us leave them. They just come, they rant and go, and then only God knows what happens. I don't want to accuse them of collecting anything because I'm not privy to it. But the fact is this: I think the telecoms company they had in mind what they wanted to do. They just put forward that exorbitant rate. And when they saw the reaction, they had to pull back. It's a style in negotiation. So you're doing 20%, but you first shakara with 90%. Then people will scream. Then you now pull back. That's basically what has happened here.
Wow. I think we should just settle on. I think we just settle on government too.
Yeah.
Settle down this tariff and let's know what to do. I strikes don't pay people, don't pay anybody. At the end of the day, they should not lead us to this kind of protest and all that. But data is, the one that is even more insidious and terrible is the fact that you buy a 6,000 naira data. They promise you maybe 7 gig or 8 gig or something ridiculous. There was one, they promoted it. He said, look, I have 2 legs here. They promoted it. They said, you buy 2,000 for 7 gig. I said, whoa, let me quickly buy it. I pressed it. They are the one that promoted it. I pressed it. Enter inside. Pay 3,000 for 7 gig. Pay 3,000 for 7 gig. What? I did it again. It happened. That was very wicked. That was scamming. As they say on social media, it's a scammer. Then the second one is you buy something, let's say 15,000.
But legally, those things should be checked, though. Those things should be checked. All those false claims.
Now listen to this second one.
You can't make false claims in adverts and just people will rush to it. That's 419.
Now listen to the second one.
And it's against corporate ethics. Corporate governance ethics. It's fraudulent.
Listen to this second one. It says 15,000. They'll give you 34 something gig and all that stuff, and it will run for 7 days or one month and all that stuff. And then you start using it. You haven't changed the way you are using. You have not added any extra thing. You have not watched what you should not watch, and then you check the balance the following day, and it's remaining 7 gig. That is something.
It's not balanced.
Nobody is using behind you. Somebody is also effectively stealing through it. And that's the truth. You're not the only one using that. You're devouring the data, right? You're not the only one. Somebody's also sparing it. And the only people who can are the people who put it there.
I think I have a different opinion. Please, can I go ahead?
Yeah. What? Let's hear you.
Yes. There's an adage in Yoruba, a proverb in Yoruba, but let me try and put it in English. That if one is not killed by the enemy within, the enemy outside cannot harm one. It's a Yoruba statement. You see, these companies come to Nigeria and they see the way the government treats the people. So they also capitalize on that. That's the way I think. That's the way I feel. They see the way the government, when For instance, a politician comes to an area, a place that he had never visited in like 4 years, and makes and campaigns about his political what he wants to do for the people. And after the people have voted for him, he goes away. He does not come back there again. He doesn't do what he promised to do. So these people also see it as, yes, that just give them that is what they want. They love lies, and before you know it, yes, and they are taken away. And it is terrible. It is terrible. I'm sorry, please. Let me just put my mouth on this issue. This issue of Nedunwoku and the wife. Sometimes they just do things because of social media stunt, and also let Nedunwoku be taken from Senate, and he doesn't have any money coming to him again. He will ask the other wives to resign. They will send them back to their houses. I'm telling you, money makes people do a lot of terrible things. It's terrible. Thank you very much.
Leave Nwoko.
The thing is paining me.
And the retinue of dandelions. Okay, we'll take a short break. We'll take a short break and come back. There's one gentleman that sneaked in. I will introduce him, and then we'll tell us his story. What is he doing here? Okay, if you take a short break, I'll be back. This is Awuke, Davido's song featuring YG Mali. Awuke, I suspect that's not Yoruba. It has to be Ghanaian language.
I can so be hunting for virgin up and down.
Leave the man, right?
There's a reason for that. Everything has a reason.
Yeah, of course I do. I know, sir.
There's no song.
It's not Ojula song. It's not Ojula song. It's not.
It is constitutional right. Financial right.
It's a financial right, yes.
If you have his money, you will do more.
I won't, sir. I will not. I will not. I'd rather go for someone like. I will go for someone like Natasha, and that's enough.
Before they send your pop songs.
No, not now, not Natasha. I said someone like Natasha, not Natasha. I don't want someone to be shouting.
Before
I don't want to be shouting off the mic.
Party started. Oh goodness.
Oh my. We just take one more story and then I move on to Let's Rewind. I must play this music today.
Charger connected.
Akindamola, what happened to you?
Network, sir.
Good morning. That's traffic. Good morning. How are your children now?
It's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, they are fine. They resumed school on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Akindamola, gentlemen, Akindamola was supposed to join us last week, but his two kids just fell ill same time. I had to rush them to hospital. So he could not be with us. They are better now.
Sorry. They're much better now, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're much better now. They're much better now. They're much better now.
Thank you. Thank God. Yeah.
It's I think it's something going around now. It's for those that have children now, it's something going on now. Infection for children. They just get hot and all sorts of. So I keep on encouraging people. Once you notice your child is hot and is not eating, just take him to the hospital for testing.
Yeah.
Don't treat malaria. Don't treat typhoid because it's really infection. Even the older one was in the hospital. They gave him drugs. Came back home, was getting better. All of a sudden, it recalled again.
Relapsed.
So I had to tell them, I had to tell them at the hospital, okay, I'm bringing him in again so that you can look at him. So they had to give him a stronger antibiotic.
Sorry.
Okay, we are going back to.
It's fine now. It's fine now.
We are going back on there. One more story on Niger trends, and we call it a day. By the way, let me quickly introduce a new commentator who could not join us last week, Akindamola Adeboye. Good morning, Akindamola.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Let me quickly ask you a question. Do you get, because of your surname, do you get asked, are you related to this? Are you related to that? Do you get it often?
Yes, I get it often. we're not related at all. He's from Osun State, I'm from Ogun State.
Oh, I see. That should clear. So the first answer is no, I'm from Ogun State. That will solve the problem. No long talk. Okay. The next story, the last story for today is EFCC boss Olukoyede says he rejected 500 million naira in gifts during mother's burial. The chairman of EFCC, Olanipekun Olukoyede, has revealed that he rejected nearly 500 million in gifts during his mother's burial in 2019. Speaking at the 38th Anti-Corruption Situation Room in Abuja, Olukoyede recounted how he received multiple checks and drafts from ministers, directors, and top government officials while serving as EFCC secretary. According to him, he discovered a carton filled with checks upon returning home for the funeral. When he counted them, they amounted to nearly 500 million naira. Wow. He decided to return the money, saying it will have cast doubt on his integrity, particularly when it later came under investigation in 2020. The FCC boss also shared another example of rejecting personal interest in official matters. He disclosed how he shredded his brother-in-law's application for an EFCC auction and refused to let his elder brother participate in the bidding process, citing conflict of interest. Interesting. Reflecting on these decisions, Olukoyede stressed that true integrity goes beyond expectations, saying, if those checks had been found in my account, it would have been impossible to defend. His reaction, the revelation come amid renewed calls for stronger anti-corruption measures across all levels of government. Wow. It's a serious task sending back a carton-filled check of check to different owners. Is that even possible? Is that even normal?
It's possible, sir. And then, see, there's no big deal to what he has said. There's no big deal to what he has said. He's legally and morally bound to reject those things. Yes, so, and then for common sense, and then going forward, he's just acting normal. Though it's commendable.
Yeah, no, yes.
The act is commendable, but
many people will take it and close eye and go to prison for it. They don't care. See, after all,
I think it was commendable what he did.
No, he won't go to prison for it. He won't go to prison for it now because those checks are from potential clients. They would impede his work because the normal thing is that if it's like a favor, and if one good turn deserves another, the only problem is that when people now ask in return for the favor, it may be something that will be ethically or morally challenging for him, but he will be under obligation to render it. So what he has done is to save himself, not necessarily Nigeria. Is to save himself from headache.
This Bosun, which side of the bed? Is it Olukoyede's fault that your team did not make it? Why are you so you know? The man tried. The man tried. Many
No,
Nigerians
it's
will.
commendable. You know, Uncle Faj, I said it from the beginning. What he did is commendable because in this day and time, under this economy, it will be
Yeah,
hard to turn down some things.
you open
And
with
with the
Zoe
way
15.
Yorubas bury their parents, you know, it takes a whole lot.
Okay.
So obviously, those checks will be easily convertible or converted. So
I'm very
he's done well
yeah. So let's say that he's
for
done well.
himself. For himself,
Yeah.
emphasis for
So
himself.
as an example to Nigerians, that when you in glass house, you don't gather stone. You know, it's only God that will help this person. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Let's take a break. I will come back. Let's rewind. I must thank. Well, let me even ask
Where's my
Akindamola
learned colleague?
to say something. Oh, she's off air today. She's working for. They are doing some working for one cause or one crusade. Or I mean, what is it? Work for peace or work
Hey,
for something. You know,
it
uh,
is well.
people just exert sweat over somebody else's problem. Anyway, Akindamola, just say a few words so that you just don't come last on. You know.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I would just like to take up Wale on the issue of. He mentioned one issue I looked at in the past, and that is the issue of Ned Nwoko, the Senate, and Ned Nwoko made his name and his money before he came to the Senate. And I believe, it's my belief, how he chooses to live his life is his own prerogative. It's I can't legislate for a man how he chooses to live his life. If he likes, for for me, I believe it is societal pressure that is not allowing people to marry more than one wife because they are Christians and stuff like that one, and what would the society say and stuff. If not, a lot of men would have ended up being polygamist. And the truth of the matter is that most often time, like they say, men are polygamists at heart. It just takes a lot of discipline for you not to bring them in, even though we know a lot of people are involved in the business of keeping not only one or two,
I know,
even three,
I
four
know
side
what
chicks.
Akindamola is trying to do. You want us to start a new debate? We will not. Let's push it to next week.
Personal experience lẹ fẹ́ gbọ́. Ohun tó ti
Yes, we
ṣẹlẹ̀
hear
sí
it.
wọn rí ni.
You hear it next week.
Oh,
Let's talk
goodness.
about
Oh, yeah.
Lọ ṣọ́ra o.
Thank you, Akindamola.
Oh my God.
We keep it in view and we'll discuss that next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. That's been Niger Trend. I think as is one of the most interesting segments that we've always had, and we just wish we could have more voices joining us from outside. Thank you, Akindamola, Oluwọlé,
Thank you,
Wusu,
sir.
Bosun Oshifo. I hate what they call lawyers, barista, this and that, and all that. No, we
It's
let it
not
come
even
out of
proper.
it's Thank you, Mr. T. Thank you, Alex Ogundadegbe. We are still
Thank
on.
you, sir.
It's called next segment is called
Thank you,
Let's
sir.
Rewind. You're welcome, my brother. It's our way of honoring the legacies of our great entertainers. Every other month, we go the last segment to wrap up this show with music that virtually became national anthems when they were released. We call them chartbusters of yesteryears. Today, we'll visit the extraordinary bubbly year of 2007. It's so great that we have to break it into parts. Let's start with this. Asha, Jayla. Sorry, gentlemen, you can't hear the music. The one that's playing is called Asha by Jayla for copyright
Yeah,
quantities.
that's it. It's copyright, so
I think it was Asha's first album.
Ọ̀gá
album.
mi
Yeah,
Faj. Agami
That
Fad,
was a great.
you said the song playing is titled Asha by Jailer.
Asha
No,
by Jailer. That means
That's what you
it's
said, sir.
Jailer. Jailer is a track.
No,
No, Jailer.
No.
Jailer by
I'll-
Asha.
That's what Oga said now. He said the song is titled Asha by Jailer.
But
You are the
probably
one.
an error.
No.
You are the one
It's
hearing
not.
that one.
It was
You are the one here is reverbing.
It's Jailer by Asha.
Okay.
Is what your ear wants to hear.
Hearing it too. Okay, this is Jailer by Asha. Quantity of the guy in the house.
Uh-huh.
I'm repeating that. This is Jailer. Her debut by Asha, the lady. Oh, there are many monitoring spirits around me today.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
And then there's Bere by Mohit Star. That's the Mohit Crew of 2007 with Pere. And here is Jay Martins featuring P Square, Timaya, and it's called Good or Bad. Stati, we have some great, lovely songs in 2007. Yes, Yahuzi, Ulu Maintain, Jailer by Shah, Good or Bad. That's playing right now. Jay Martins. There is you mentioned that Pere Mohit Crew, Lorile, X Projects, Busybody, P Square, Olorioko by Infinity, and Collabo by DB, and great stuff. I want to see how many I can run through before we close shop today.
That's a tight collection you have there.
Yeah.
Very, very tight collection. Takes you way back. The Olori Oko thing I remember very well. You remember?
Yeah.
Lovely video release with it as well. Super track.
That's Timaya and P Square joining chords with J Martin. Good or bad? Our next song from this special 2007 collection is Lorelei by X Project. I love it.
Lorelei. Yeah. Lorelei.
You remember?
Yes, I remember that. Lovely chant along music like this. Yeah.
I don't know what's up. I don't know what's happening. I pressed Lorelei with his collabo that's on the jazz
Are you,
lab. Meanwhile,
are
it
you
is Lorelei that's playing. I don't know what's
He's
happening.
got a mind of its own, Fudge. He's got a mind of its own.
Oh, why is this happening? In Maisha Tojo. I'll try it again. I don't know what happened. Olórí oko ṣì ń bọ̀ wá, ń bọ̀ wá. Some kind of glitch from my end. What you're listening to is what's it called? Olori Oko. And I'll try again and bring you the X Project Lorelei.
Okay. You can hear me, Fudge. It's going to take you some time again. Maybe you make your selections and you put it on a dongle or something. So you'll be playing from that. Since you have them lined up, and not play directly from the jazz lab. It's extra work, though. I'm sorry, but just have to get it smoothened out.
Okay, I'm going back on there.
All right.
This is DB Collabo. It's taking this spunk out of the whole arrangement. I barely can play more than a minute of each one. I'll try again next week. Oh, lovely song. I think I heard the song before. The jazz lies in a mind of his own. It's just changing the song by itself.
I told you.
I'll keep looking for one song. You play another song in front. Well, I've changed from Olumentin to Busybody by P Square featuring Waje.
Waje, yeah.
Gentlemen, it's time to say our buys. Our music compilation is on NLC strike, kind of. It's going yo-yo. Thank you so much for joining us. I want your buys. Let's start with Wusu. Wale Wusu, quickly your buy.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, gentlemen, honorable gentlemen, Mr. Faj. Add the I to it, you have Faji, Felele. Mr. T, thank you so much. That's total, T for total entertainment, total enjoyment. Mr. Akindamola.
So we have to move on. Don't speak for everybody, just thank and go.
Okay, Wale Wusu, thank you for being part of the show too. Thank you.
Thank you. Akindamola,
thank you, sir.
In 20 seconds. Okay, I will say for Akindamola, on behalf of everybody, Akindamola will see you next week. Bosun, I'll speak for Bosun is gone off. I'll speak for him if he's not. Mr. T, is Alex there?
Yeah, see you next week, everybody. Thanks for being here. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. On behalf of all the chaps, Bosun, Wale, Akindamola, Alex, and myself, inclusive. I said, be nice. Esi-Ìfẹ, yes, I remember Esi-Ìfẹ, Omolara, and everybody. We're a fine crowd now. Great. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope to see you, God willing, next week. And you out there, stay blessed. Remember, you can always be nice. You can always be good to people around you as best as you can afford it. Have a wonderful weekend. See ya. Thank you, gentlemen. I will see you at the other side.